Hello and welcome to this morning market report brought to you by CommunityFT. So before we get into today's topics, guys, I'd like to draw, as usual, your attention to our risk warning. Please take note of all the inherent risks that are involved in trading the financial markets. It's very important that you do, especially when trading what's called leverage products. So please do take note of our risk warning. So, getting straight into the topics that we're going to discuss in this market report, I'm going to have a look at the oil markets and just try and gauge from a technical perspective perhaps what is potentially next for the oil market. So we understand that OPEC are kind of in a position, or they're close to making perhaps announcements that might affect the crude oil, certainly the price chart. So we'll have a look through those, and we'll also we're aware that the earnings for Yahoo are somewhat disappointing, and we'll have a look at a Yahoo price chart as well and see if there's a possible move likely in those particular instruments. So, and as usual, let's have a look at the charts, and we use technical analysis to identify these types of opportunities. Okay guys, so this is now our crude oil daily chart, and as you can see, I've just put up some basic lines of support and resistance, and I just want to draw your attention from sort of mid-August till now. You can quite clearly see what's happening in the price action. We did get a break above this point of resistance to the upside, but as you can see, after a few days, price pulled back in. It still honored that line, didn't break above that a second time, which probably would have meant that more buyers would have entered this market. Instead, we've kind of rolled over. We've just seen a sort of a mini structural failure, and if we see price move down to this lower line, we might see a break even lower again. So there could be an opportunity to trade when we see breakouts of those levels of support and resistance. And it's exactly the same chart that would apply to the Brent crude oil. So the analysis is remarkably similar, of course. So that's the crude oil. So the other instrument that I'd like to discuss in this market report is the Yahoo daily chart. So earnings have been disappointing, but what you can quite clearly see here, I've drawn a couple of trend lines, and you can quite clearly see that this upper trend line has been well and truly tested, and we've seen a little bounce off it lower. So we can really expect for price to sort of stay within these trend lines and continue to move lower. Also, if I can just take you out a little bit fraction, and let's do another couple of small bits of analysis, we can quite clearly see, guys, that we got a nice break of this horizontal line, and it broke lower. It touched the lower trend line on a number of occasions, and we got to push back to this sort of line here as well. So that's extra confirmation, really, that we may see, or we are certainly in favor of price to move lower, and that is also supported with also the disappointing earnings announcements as well. However, if price does break out, or I know there's a couple of deals in the pipeline with Google and with Alibaba and things like that, so you never know how these things might turn out. But if we do get a breakout of these upper trend lines, and we get an additional breakout of this line of resistance, so therefore there could be potential opportunities to be taken to the upside. But very much we've got a bearish approach currently in the markets. So that just about concludes this market report. So if any of you, as usual, guys, have any questions, do feel free to get in touch, and we thank you for joining us for this market report, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Many thanks, and bye for now.